is Juan for Boynton Pro Audio and the Music Square, and what you heard on the guitar parts in the beginning of this video was the very cool new Wampler Dracarys Distortion pedal. Now this pedal was designed around a type of tone that a guitar player named Ola England always goes for, and Brian Wampler was so taken by his playing and his taste in guitar sounds that was sort of the inspiration behind this pedal. So when I first plugged into this thing, it really just sort of screamed Mesa Boogie dual rectifier, or like the crunch channel of a PV6505. It's just a really low mid-range heavy saturated type of guitar sound, but it's actually still really tight and very usable. And what I wanted to do to really illustrate that is the very first clip that I did, which is kind of the really kind of high gain metal thing. I actually quad tracked all the guitar parts, which means there are 4 separate rhythm guitar tracks all happening at the same time. And the reason I did that was because that's typically where a distortion pedal completely falls apart. You would have so much noise with all those tracks layered on top of each other, and you'd have just so much congestion and muddiness in the sound that it would just be a complete mess. And this thing is so amp-like that I was able to quad track it without having any problems whatsoever. And I figured since Ola actually did a demo of this pedal already, and Brian Wampler's channel already has a demo of it, I really wanted to showcase that this thing is actually really amp-like. And if you're after that sort of amp tone in a box, this thing is totally going to do it. So let's take a look at the front panel. We're going to kind of go over the main sort of EQ section and the kind of little secret weapon that is the little mini switch. So if we look at the front panel, we have a bass control, a middle control, and a treble control, which are all pretty standard, a volume control and a gain control as you would expect, but then the little secret weapon is the open and tight switch. Now in the first clip I used it in the tight mode, which is a little more compressed, a little more focused, and what you typically think of a modern metal guitar sound. In the open mode, it sounds a little bit more open. You know, the low end blooms a little bit more, the top end has a little bit more crunch to it. And in both of those clips, what I didn't do was over EQ everything to death. I didn't do a lot of post EQ, a lot of post processing. I just kind of threw a high pass filter and a low pass filter on there just to kind of keep it in the ballpark of where you want a guitar sound to be, and that was it. So what you really heard was what this pedal does, and I was completely floored by it. As a guy that's not really into distortion pedals myself, to have this really do that high gain amp sound in a box really floored me. So if you're after sort of a complete pedal board rig, or you have maybe a more British flavored amplifier and you want to be able to get something that's a little bit more American sounding, like a Soldano or a Mesa Boogie or like a PV6505, this is going to be a really great option. So if you have any more questions about the Wampler Dracarys, any of the other Wampler pedals that we carry the whole line, or just anything else music related, feel free to give us a call at the number that you see on your screen. You can always email us. Check out our website at www.boyntonproaudio.com, and seriously, I think you need one of these in your life. This is easily one of the coolest pedals I've ever played through. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact us below, and we will see you in the next video. Okay, take care.